All right, let's dive into a topic that is, frankly, massive: the digital revolution that's happening inside the public sector. Now, this is a really high-stakes game. It affects everything from your local council to our national security. And today, we're going to break down what it really takes to get it right.
Think about the services you rely on every single day, from rubbish collection to social care. They are the absolute bedrock of our communities, right? Well, right now, they're under an incredible amount of pressure. And it's not just one thing. It's a perfect storm of challenges, creating a situation where just standing still, well, that's not an option anymore.
So, what is actually causing this pressure cooker environment? Let's get into the weeds a little bit and break down the core challenges that public service leaders are staring down right now. Okay, so first and foremost, it all starts with intense financial pressure, and that makes it incredibly difficult to do things like replace old, clunky, expensive legacy systems. That same money crunch also makes it tough to attract and hire people who have modern digital skills. You see the problem? It creates this kind of domino effect where teams get stuck working in their own little bubbles, their own silos, and they often become resistant to change because, hey, they don't have the tools or the training to do things any other way. It's a really vicious cycle.
But when you're caught in a storm like that, just treading water means you're going to sink. The mandate becomes crystal clear. You either transform or you fail. This pressure, though, and this is key, can also be an incredibly powerful motivator for real change.
And this is where we see a huge shift in mindset. A report from the Local Government Association points out that a big disruption like this, it's not just a crisis, it's a unique moment in time. It's one of those rare opportunities to just hit the reset button to rebuild services from the ground up, but this time with digital, data, and technology right at the heart of it all.
And listen, this kind of transformation isn't some chaotic free-for-all. No, it's actually a structured journey with really clear phases. From the very beginning when you're building the business case, all the way to the final vesting day, when the new organization is officially born, every single one of these stages is a chance to strategically bake in new digital ways of working. So, how do you actually navigate a journey this complex? Well, every good navigator needs a compass, right? And in this case, that compass is powered by technology. We're going to focus on 3 absolutely essential tools that are pointing the way forward: AI, data, and of course, cybersecurity.
First up, the one everybody's talking about: generative AI. This is technology that doesn't just analyze data, it can actually create something new from it. For the public sector, this is a potential game changer. I mean, it promises to unlock insights that have been buried for years in just mountains of information. But it's an incredibly powerful tool, and it absolutely has to be handled with care.
The potential here is just massive. We're talking about analyzing huge data sets, boosting productivity, really improving how services feel to us as citizens. But on the other side of that coin are some very serious risks. You've got things like inaccurate data leading to flawed results, security issues, and the huge challenge of building and keeping public trust. The smart way forward is to find the balance. You start with the clear wins, like automating simple tasks or finding insights that help with early intervention.
And this isn't just theory. Look at Derby City Council. They used a phone-based AI to handle over 100,000 queries. It deflected nearly half of those away from human advisors. And the result? £200,000 in real, actual budget savings. That's a tangible, significant win.
Which, of course, brings us to the fundamental #1 rule of AI: garbage in, garbage out. The most sophisticated algorithm in the world is completely useless if you're feeding it bad data. And that brings us to the second, and you could argue most important, point on our compass.
You see, really harnessing data means you need a whole system. It's not enough just to have it. It starts with quality data and consistent standards. Then, you've got to layer on strong governance to manage it, clear ethics to guide how you use it, and, this is critical, you need people with the right skills to turn all of that into action. You can think of it like a chain, right? If any one of those links is weak, the whole thing just falls apart.
And the final point on our compass is cybersecurity. It makes sense, right? The more digital services you have, the more risk you have. A solid defense is really built on 3 pillars: putting strong technical controls in place, training all of your staff so they become your first line of defense, and working together with other organizations to share information on new threats.
But here's the thing. A compass, AI, all this data, they're just tools. They're completely useless without a skilled navigator at the helm. And this is where leadership becomes the absolute deciding factor. It's the human element that can turn all this technological potential into real-world results. So, if you're a leader trying to steer your organization through this, what should you be thinking about? What are the big strategic questions you need to be asking yourself? Because it's definitely not just about buying the latest tech.
To actually make progress, leaders have to ask some pretty brutally honest questions. Research from Soctum suggests starting right here. What are our top 3 actual digital priorities? Not a wish list of 20, but 3. How is technology really helping us reduce costs? Is our current infrastructure even capable of handling AI? These questions, they're designed to cut through all the vague talk and force a real focus on concrete strategy.
And then the questions get even broader, moving from day-to-day operations to the bigger vision. What does a Gen AI-enabled organization actually look like for us? How do we make sure new tech creates value and inclusion for everybody? And, maybe the most critical of all, how on earth do we get more creative about hiring and keeping the skilled people we need to make any of this happen? It's a full 360-degree view of the entire challenge.
By asking these tough questions and by thoughtfully applying these new tools, that's when leaders can really start to build a clear vision for a more modern, a more efficient, and a more resilient public sector.
This diagram from the LGA, it's basically the blueprint for what a modern public service looks like. Right there in the center is the goal, a digital-first operating model. But look at what's holding it all together. The foundation is modern technology and data management, the tools we just talked about. Powering everything is digital leadership and a culture of collaboration. And then surrounding it all are the things that make it work, from managing cyber risks to celebrating small wins. This isn't just a menu of options, it's a single connected system where every single piece is essential.
And the great news here is that organizations don't have to invent this map from scratch. There are established guides out there, like the Cyber Assessment Framework from the National Cybersecurity Center. It provides a proven path, helping leaders check their risks and build genuine, long-lasting resilience.
This digital transformation, it's not some far-off event on the horizon. It's being built piece by piece right now, as we speak. The technology is here, the challenges are urgent, and the opportunity to build better public services for everyone is immense. So the final question really isn't if this is happening. The question is, are we, as leaders, as citizens, truly ready for it? Thanks for watching.